this special series edition of GRG, we present to you Datsun Heaven, Australia. Come on the journey with us as we check out some of the best Datsuns on the East Coast, all the way from Brisbane to Adelaide and in between. Unlike part 1 in Southern California, we'll be featuring more than just 510s. So make sure you've subscribed to the YouTube channel and hit that bell to get the weekly notifications when the episodes are out. We are GrassRoots Garage and this is a Datsun Heaven series. On this episode of GrassRoots Garage Datsun Heaven Australia, we're halfway down the east coast on our way to Adelaide and we've stopped in close to the ACT border to check out Tyree's monster all-round Datsun 1600 powered by an FJ20et. When we say all-rounder, it's great on the street, quick at the strip, holds its own at roll racing, knows its way around a circuit, chopping Geminis at every opportunity. And can definitely smash a set of tyres on Skid Row at Summernats. It's fair to say this car is proper driven. And it doesn't mind a shed skid either.
Welcome to GrassRoots Garage. We've got Tyree today. Tyree, thanks for your time, man.
Thanks, heaps.
Mate, tell us about your car.
It's a 1971 1600. It's VK Formula Blue. It's got a FJ20 turbo, fairly basic, just got forged pistons, rods, head gasket, head studs, GTX 3071 Gen 2. Plasma Man intake, Haltech Platinum Sprint 500, and it's got a Jatco 4-speed behind it. The worst decision I've made on the car.
Okay.
Otherwise, R200 diff, big CVs, big stub axles, thanks to Mark on those. Commodore brakes, big 18-inch wheels. I've got several sets of wheels, but these are currently my favourites. Otherwise, race seats, harnesses, roll cage, Haltech dash, electric power steering. Yeah, just a cruiser.
On occasions, Tyree rolls up from down south to Western Sydney, throws on some fat tyres and sends it down the quarter. First run was 11.6 at 127. Immediately Ty tells the GoPro, too much boost. Must be nice.
Too much boost.
He backs it up with a 10.9 at 129 miles per hour. But finally, on the last run of the night, he stomps down a very respectable 10.4 at 130 miles per hour. Tyree is also not afraid to throw the keys to some good mates. Here's Andrew Dennis smashing up Wakefield in FJ510.
Right, second. Yep. Tail out. Oh yeah, the tyres get greasy. Fucking hell. You will have lost your back tyres by now. I'm back in a second. Oh, back a second? Yep.
Take us right back. Tell us about your first car.
My first car was a 120Y two-door sedan. So I grew up on a farm, and one day I was about 10 years old. Dad showed up with a 120Y in the back of the truck. He's like, here's your first car. It had run over a give way sign. It had kind of come up through the floor. It was a write-off. And so me and my brother just fanged that around the paddocks for a couple of years, ended up putting it on its lid. And then when it came time for me to buy my first car, when I got my L's, a mate of mine was selling a 120Y sedan. So I picked that up for $150. And that basically started back when Saturday's paper, you could pick up 6 Datsuns for $500. I would do that every weekend, and I ended up just owning every 120Y in Canberra.
There you go.
And then eventually graduated onto good Datsuns.
Nice. Yeah, 120Y bother. Yeah, I would just upset everybody. That's all right. Give us 3 of the favourite cars you've owned over the years.
This is number 1. Number 2, S13 with a turbo 1UZ Toyota motor and an auto.
Yeah.
So that was one I just bought it with a 1UZ. Put a precision turbo on it, made about 600 horsepower at the wheels, did 280 k's an hour at the Kuma, 1,000 metres, and that was the car that kind of sold me on autos. That I could be cruising along 60 k's an hour, just hold the brake, hold the accelerator, let it build boost, and then just roll at top gear. And that was just like fun. It's like you don't have to abuse the car, but you can just fry tyres everywhere. So that was number 2. Number 3 is probably a Nissan Micra. So
Okay.
I've had a heap of Nissan Micras, but I had a K11 2-door turbo, and that was just an amazing like little hill climb Motorcana car sort of thing. I put power steering in it so I could drive it, one hand on the handbrake, one hand on the steering. Motorcanas, it was amazing. The best Motorcana results I ever got was in that car.
Absolutely.
Ended up breaking the gearbox at a Motorcana and parted it out, but I would love another one.
Unlimited budget. Unlimited. You can do anything you want. Gearbox is number 1. What are we doing to the car?
I reckon a different engine.
Okay.
I reckon a Nissan Quad Cam V6 would be cool. Different auto, but stay auto. Otherwise, yeah, redo the body is probably the main thing.
Okay.
But yeah, unlimited budget, I guess I wouldn't change that much. Like I would keep those wheels. Those are my unlimited budget wheels.
I love that. Yeah, you don't need to do brakes. You got big brakes. You got, yeah.
I mean, I like that I can still fit 14-inch wheels on these brakes. They've done everything I've needed them to do, and I'm not limited to big wheels the way some people are.
I love that. We're in beautiful Queanbeyan today. Yeah, beautiful Queanbeyan. You've got a full tank of fuel. You've got a couple of spare hours. Where are you going driving?
My standard drive is just up to the highway, back down, go out Uriara Road. Cotter Loop in Canberra is kind of like the thing that you do. There's people driving around with their little Nürburgring stickers of the Cotter Loop. It's kind of like it's the drive you do around here.
Yeah.
And given that it's on straight E85 and there's only one servo in Canberra, that's on the loop.
Perfect. That's Tyree's beautiful little Datsun. Tyree, thanks for your time, man.
Hang on, Pete. What about the State of Origin shed skip? Wild.
Road speed of 180 k's an hour.
Yeah.
Nice. Love that.
That wraps up this episode. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next one.